They say you never know what you've got until it's gone. And today I want to take you back in time and tell you a story of when I was growing up. In 1965, my family moved to a little town in Somerset called Burnham-on-Sea, and we had an amusement arcade on the seafront. And we were there open from March really until the end of October each year. In 1970, we moved from the seafront onto a holiday camp, and there we had an amusement arcade and a bingo. And once again, we were open there from 9 in the morning till about 11 at night from March through to October. And we were pretty much working day in, day out in all of that period. Now, as you can gather, while we were open in the summer, there wasn't much family time because my parents were always working. And once I was of an age where I was old enough, maybe 7, I was working with them as well. So there was never much family time, even though we were all together all the time. Coming from a fairground family, when we moved to Burnham-on-Sea, we were still living in a trailer. And so that was kept on the holiday camp. And by the time it got to 1970, my dad had had a house built and we'd moved into that. So for the last 6 years in Burnham, we lived in our house. Now I want to share a mental snapshot. It's now winter time. It's about 1970, maybe 71. And we're in our living room. There's a television in the corner. Mum and Dad are sat behind us in 2 seats. And my sister and me are sat on the floor with a glass of Cherryade and a bowl of sweets. And this was how we'd spend Sunday afternoons. Now, back in them days, we didn't have phones to occupy us. We didn't have remote controls on telly. Well, my dad did. He had me. And he'd be saying to me, turn the telly over, put on BBC One and so on. And that would be how we would be on a Sunday. There would usually be a film on. And as a family, we would sit and watch the film. And when I think back to it, it always gives me a warm glow watching those films as a family and spending precious time together. We didn't realise that as we grew up, that was all going to change. By the time I was 14 or 15, it wasn't cool to sit and watch telly with your mum and dad. I had other things I could be doing. And when I've talked about this to Debs over time, we've both had this hankering for going back to that nostalgic time of our lives. And so what we've done is brought that back to life, really. On a Sunday afternoon, whenever we get the chance, we'll have what we call our Sunday afternoon film club. And what we'll do, we'll get some Cherryade and we'll get some sweets. And over time, I've rebought so many of those old films that I'd seen with my mum and dad, and we'll watch one of those. And we've realised how nice it is to disconnect from this modern world, put the technology away for a bit and just relax in a nostalgic way, to be honest, and relive a more innocent time, if you like. And what I'd like to do is to invite you to do the same. Do away with your phone for a bit. Take a time to do something nostalgic, something that you used to do in the past when you were growing up. And I think you may well enjoy it and want to do it again. Now, if you do think that's something you'd like to try, don't forget to hit that button. Let me know you've enjoyed it. Leave me a comment down below. And if you're interested in watching anything else, have a look up there. I'm sure there's something for you.